He sat in a dark room, scrolling through restricted systems, convinced something had been hidden there. It's the early 2000s, North London, a modest flat, curtains drawn, a computer screen casting the only light in the room. Inside sits Gary McKinnon, a systems administrator by training, unemployed at the time, quiet, introspective. Those who knew him described him as intelligent, but intensely focused when something captured his attention. And for him, that focus became one idea, that somewhere inside government systems there might be proof of things not publicly acknowledged, not rumours, not stories, records. Night after night, he connects to networks in the United States, NASA systems, military databases. According to his own account, he wasn't using sophisticated tools. He found access through weak security, default passwords, unprotected terminals, systems left open in ways they shouldn't have been, a different time in cybersecurity. And then he gets in. What follows isn't fast, it's patient. He searches directories, files, images. According to McKinnon's own statements, he believed he came across references to non-terrestrial officers, names listed under what he interpreted as naval or space-related roles. He also claims to have seen listings of ships, not typical naval vessels, but what he described as non-terrestrial craft, and then an image. He described it as a craft in space, cigar-shaped, smooth, not resembling known aircraft. He later said the image appeared detailed, clear enough to hold his attention, but before he could secure it, the connection dropped, and it was gone. He continued searching, returning again and again, trying to relocate what he believed he had seen, sometimes working on unstable connections, sometimes navigating systems that would suddenly close access. What he describes is not a single discovery, but fragments, pieces, moments of access, followed by loss. And that's where the tension sits, because everything depends on what those moments were. What is fully documented is what happened next. In 2002, US authorities identify McKinnon as responsible for a series of network intrusions. He's arrested in the UK, at home. The case escalates quickly. US prosecutors describe it as one of the largest military computer hacks ever. They claim systems were disrupted, files deleted, networks temporarily compromised. McKinnon's account differs. He maintains he had no intent to damage, no intent to disrupt, only to search. What follows is not just a legal case, it becomes deeply personal. Years of legal battles begin. The United States seeks his extradition. If convicted, he faces the possibility of decades in prison. Back in the UK, public attention grows, support builds. Medical evaluations later state he has Asperger's syndrome. His legal team argues extradition would pose serious risks to his mental health. The case stretches on for nearly a decade. Appeals, court rulings, public debate, until 2012, when the UK government blocks the extradition. The case ends there. McKinnon remains in the UK. In later years, he has spoken about the experience, about the stress, the uncertainty, the long period of waiting, and still, He stands by what he believed he saw, because for him, this wasn't theory, it wasn't speculation, it was something he encountered, fragments of information, lists that didn't fit anything publicly known, references that suggested something operating beyond what he expected to find. Not complete, not fully captured, but enough to feel real in the moment, enough to make him keep going back. And that's where the question shifts. Not just whether it can be proven, but what kind of information exists in places most people never see, hidden inside systems, unnoticed, unquestioned, until someone looks directly at it. Because whatever he accessed, he wasn't supposed to be there. And whatever he found was never meant to be seen that way.